Have you thought about timing in relationships? Hey everybody, I'm Sue. And the idea is you don't want to waste your time. Certainly women, I hear that over and over again, that they're in relationships. They want to know the guy's serious. They don't want to waste their time. They've got their biological clock is going. They're wanting to do that. But the guys are like, I just want to kick it. I just want to have fun. I want to see where we go. I want to see if I can't live without you. I want to have those feelings. And the women are like, well, if you can't tell me you're serious or you're on the track or there's a fit or whatever, I'm moving on. Here's the story. One of my closest friends is a guy who's over 60, but he's super fit, independently wealthy, interested, got a lot of things going on. And he is looking for a woman to spend some time with, to have fun with, to have that click, to have a real person, to have an authentic connection, like everybody is. And he's meeting women in their 40s, 50s, some of them in their 60s who are well put together and interesting, but they are interested in trading their beauty, their je ne sais quoi for resources. He's looking for somebody who's an equal. So if you find other women his age group who are equal, a lot of them are still, they're looking for something serious, or the timing isn't working. And the timing, I think everybody wants to be at the same stage. You want to be in a plan where you want the same thing at the same time, which is why it's easier in some ways when you're in university or your 20s, because you are saying, we want to have fun, we want to have sex, we're not ready to have a serious commitment, and everybody's at that same stage. And it happened to me. I was in a long-term relationship with a guy who wouldn't commit. And what I learned from that relationship is the more that I grabbed on and was ready to make the next step, because I was at that stage, whether it's because I wanted kids, and I did, or I just was like, we've been together 7 years, what are we doing here? And he's like, no, I just want to hang out and have more fun and whatever. And I remember the night that it changed. We were at a party, and it was a great party. I enjoyed the party, but it was going on. I'm one of those people that want to be in bed by, at that time, at the very latest by midnight. It's 2:00 in the morning. Party been going on I'm like, I want to go home. And he's like, he's having fun. And it's November, it's cold. We were only about, 15 blocks, 18 blocks, a 40-minute walk, 35-minute walk, maybe it's longer than that, from where his house was and we were staying. And I left. He wasn't leaving, I left, and he let me walk home by myself in November in the middle of the night. That was it. That was the night. And it turns out, at that party, I had gotten into a conversation with another guy, and he looked me up and called me the next day after I left the boyfriend that I'd been seeing for 7 years, and he called me, and I said, sure, I'll have brunch with you next weekend, no problem. And I, at that point, started saying yes to all kinds of invitations. And that man who I met at the party with my ex turned out to be my ex-husband and the father of my children. I was with him for 15 years. But by the time the ex that I was there realized I was no longer emotionally available, I had been like a couple of months and I wasn't coming over. I was going out with other guys. I told him, I'm going to start seeing other people. He laughed at me. And I did. I started seeing other people. And it was only then where I'm involved with, at that point, soon to be my husband. He showed up at my door with 2 tickets to Europe and a diamond ring. And I was furious. And it took me a long time to go, you know what, it's not enough for me anymore. And the timing, he wasn't at that stage, but it also taught me that I was clingy. I was like grabbing onto him. And it taught me to just let go and go work on other stuff. Had I done that, maybe we would have been together. I don't know. It turned out to still be a friend, and he was actually godparents to one of my kids. And we were way better friends than we were in a relationship. But it taught me a lot about not being needy. It taught me a lot about timing. It taught me a lot about desperation. And there are lots of women who, again, your job is to kick some tires. And I tell people that in the first 9 to 12 to 15 months, you're in that love sick stage where it's all hormones and you're in that honeymoon phase. It isn't until you get past the 18 months that you have to have developed strong ties with that person and no. So it's understanding where the timing is. And if you are a woman, I'm advising you to be the girl about town. Be independent. Don't do too much for them. Don't be showing up at their door with home-baked muffins. Don't do that. Do not. You may want to be the southern needy. No. You are busy. You are a woman on the move. That's what they're attracted to. If you're a guy, you're kicking it. If you're a good-looking, successful guy, you have the world by the tail in many ways. Because the women think, oh, I'm going to sleep with you, that they may be wanting to date you. You have, and there's a whole discussion about HOMAth, which is the women that you want to sleep with, the women you'll sleep with when nobody looks. They're the sweepers. You're not paying attention. They're the sleepers, or they're the keepers. And I'm going to do a contrasting video about that. But the truth is that's fair. You want to be the woman, you want to be a high quality woman who's able to get those guys. If you are a guy, you need to be aware of what that is. And there's a lot of very beautiful women. And I think the universal truth about women is we can all be a little crazy. And because hormones, I would say hormones are like drinking a bottle of tequila trying to pretend you're sober. But it's living into that place that you have to manage the crazy. Being an adult woman means you manage the crazy and you understand your emotional capabilities. I'm a sex therapist, so I spent a whole pile of time managing my hormones. It's actually the only way that controls my weight is if my weight goes up, it's my hormones are out of whack, and guarantee it. For women who can be smart about it, it's understanding where your hormones are, and I can do a whole dive on that. But the thing about timing is you need to be clear with the people you're seeing, and you want to know, where are you at? Because if you've got any whiff of desperation, I wrote the book on Stand Out by Chilling Out, that if you're a guy and you have that hump your leg feeling, you're dead. If you're a woman who I want to bring a U-Haul to the second date, or I'm already starting a Pinterest folder of bridal things, they run. And you get that feeling, I don't care who you are, we're smart enough to get that feeling. So stop it. Be so busy and be so in demand. And if you're thinking, well, Sue, I haven't had a date. And when I ask people about dating, they're like, oh yeah, I've been online, which has been disastrous. And that's going to be a whole video. But they not in terms of doing that, or they're hoping that the Uber driver or somebody, they're doing nothing. I'm telling people you want to be on a minimum of 2 dates a week, even if they're practice dates. How can you do that? And I have some solutions on that. I have a group called Over 40. We do practice dates. I run at least 2 events a week, and I put people in touch. I do really fun, crazy, zany speed dating that's not the same thing over and over again. That's just me. But there are something in every community. Go with Wing People and have it all out. I'm going to give you the 20 things that I would do if I was single and where I would actually find people. Follow this channel that's coming up this week. And to be able to say, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm going, this is how I'm meeting people. Because if you don't have that practice, you have the desperation of the next person and you want them, or you want to get laid, or you want somebody to say, oh, I've got a boyfriend. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Your timing has to be the same thing, and you have to get rid of that whiff of desperation. Stop trying to rush things. Stop trying to say we have to be at the same place, because most people aren't at the same place. You can get there if you're getting your needs met in other ways and you're not feeling like, I am absolutely desperate to try this. Check out the podcast. It's about sex and trying to make sure that you're ready for that. Check out Over 40 Connect, which is my group, and join it. I will help you, and we do free calls and we do videos, and I'll help you get there at that stage. But in the most important thing is just stop trying to push water up a hill. Stop trying to make the timing work at any given point, because it doesn't. I'm going to give you the reasons why you have to do this, and I'm going to give you the steps that you need in order to get there. I'm Sue. I'm an over 40 sex and dating expert. Follow me.